Minglaba. Today I'll be showing you how to read, write, and how to pronounce the Burmese alphabets, which consists of 33 altogether. But before starting, I will tell you that in Burma, most of the children, when they go to school to learn how to write, they have this four lines rules, which consists of the upper line, the middle two lines, and then the bottom line. The upper lines and the bottom line, which is like a warning sign, telling them not to go beyond these lines. And then the main characters will always be within these two lines. And each character will take up one whole space. So the Burmese alphabet is very simple. They all consist of O. If you can write O very well, then you will probably be writing very good Burmese. So just practice your O all the time. And when I was a child, we have to practice all the whole straight line for a couple of pages, as far as I can remember. So let's start writing the first alphabet, which is Gaji, the big version of Ga. So how do we write them? Well, we'll always start from the left. So this is one character is already in the box. We will add another one follow up. So that is Gaji. Kagwe, meaning to say it has a little curve inside. So Kagwe, from the left to the right. So that is basically Kagwe. And this little curved, is basically an extra zero as well. If right, there is an extra zero if you look at this way. So that is basically half of this zero, or it is better if it's smaller. So what I'm trying to say here is this particular small part shouldn't be big. Shouldn't be that big, but it's always good to write a bit smaller. So that is Kagwe. And then Gange. Gange is basically C upside down. Gaji, have to have this little curved on the upper part. So, and then follow up with another round. So that basically Gaji. And then Nga. Nga is basically a C in English. So that is Nga. And Salon is basically O first, and then the curve inside the circle. And then we have the Salin. I'm not sure whether you can see. Salin is basically same as Kagwe, having to continue, another circles behind it. So that is Salin. So we're gonna write Kagwe first. All right, that's Kagwe, and then follow up with another follow up zero. So that is Salin. And then Zagwe. Zagwe is basically a C first, but a little within the middle. We're gonna curve inside, and then little tail to the outside. So that is Zagwe. But remember that these all alphabet should not be bigger than the boxed what I've mentioned. So they always should be the same size. See, even if took up another character, they should took up 2 square box. So let me write it very quick, just to remind you that they should not be oversized, they should not be very small. So we are in Zagwe right now. and we're gonna write Zamianzoi. Zamianzoi is basically Salong, happen to have another Yapin next to it. So Zamianzoi. Mianzoi basically means draw a line underneath. So of course it is correct. So Salong having to have straight line being drawn underneath. So that is Zamianzoi. But if we follow the rules of the handwriting, we started from the left, so we can step underneath as well from here. It depends on how you want to do it. There is no as long as you can write it beautifully, it is done. And then we have this nya. Nyas had this small version and a big version, so we're gonna do, if you remember, there is another alphabet coming up, which is ta. It's exactly as ta. So having to have this, C turn to the left, another C turn to the left, touching the another C, and then we have this straight line going to the right. So that is nya. Alright, I think you can see it. And then we also have this small version of nya, which is exactly the same as this, just do not write the continue or. So we just gonna write, this is a small version of nya. Alright, probably it might be a little bit far for you, but it's exactly the same as that, so don't worry. So that basically a small version of nya. So same as this, just being left out with the follow-up 0. So that's the small version of nya. This is we rarely used it, but sometimes you will encounter it. And there are also many other which we rarely use. I'm a Burmese and I don't really care about them because they are all in the Burmese religious text and so on, in the monk's name and so on. But Tatalinjate is a little bit difficult, but we're gonna start with the 4-line rules. So here we have this 4-line rules, right? And Tatalinjate is gonna start from the middle here, so it's exactly as nga, and then follow up with this 2 curve, and then to the right. So as you can see, this line is taking up another space. Doesn't matter, let it take space, because after all it's going to take little beyond than 1 box. So it's going to be half of the 1 box and a half. So this is taking this much space, you see. Tatalinjate and then Tawanbe. Tawanbe is exactly same as the previous, but a little changes being made. So this time is a little bit easier. Tawanbe is going straight down and then to the left. You can add the curved, beneath here, but it doesn't really matter. Sometimes some of the font, they don't even use it, so it depends on the font. And then we're gonna see another one is Dayangao. Dayangao is opposite, is to the left, and then to the right, and then straight down to the right. So that is Dayangao. And then Dayan mode. Dayan mode is a little curved up here, and then so that's okay. That's a little bit ugly. You see. So that is exactly like it. So that is Dayan mode. Dayan mode, and then the Naji. Naji is exactly as Gaji, happens to have this little curve between it. So that is Naji. So Naji is something like this. So that is Naji. So if you're gonna write this, something like this first, and then you will add up another one here, and you're gonna add another one here, that is